Researchers at NASA have demonstrated that the future is written in the Bible. The theories of those who argue that the reality of the Bible and science have no connection have received a serious blow. NASA's latest discovery has drawn attention to what is written in the Bible, confirming that everything written there is true. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, is the federal government agency of the United States responsible for civil space programs, aeronautics, and aerospace research. NASA's recent discovery sheds light on the stories in the Bible, confirming that these biblical narratives are indeed true. Here is what Harold Hill, president of the Cardis organization in Baltimore and a consultant in space programs, says, "One of the most astonishing things God has for us happened today to our astronauts and scientists at Greenbelt, Maryland." What is this about? Scientists have investigated the positions of several celestial objects, including the sun, moon, and planets, as well as their positions in the next 100 and 1,000 years. This is regularly done to prevent satellites from colliding with planetary orbits. In school, it is said that the sun stands still, but of course, no one accepted this idea, regardless of whether there was evidence or not. But when the Bible was opened and read from, what initially seemed like an absurd explanation began to make sense. While investigating objects in space, NASA scientists discovered something amazing. During calculations made on the computer, an alarm signal paused everything, indicating that something was wrong either with the input data or the results. After the intervention of the service department, scientists concluded that somewhere in space, a day was missing in the past. No one could solve the problem until a Christian explained that in Sunday school, they were told about the sun standing still. Of course, no one believed it, but when the man took the Bible and opened Joshua's book, a rather absurd statement began to make sense. He read the passage where God said to Joshua, "Do not be afraid of them. I have given them into your hand. Not one of them will stand against you." Joshua was worried because he was surrounded by enemies, and if darkness fell, he would be defeated. So Joshua prayed to God to keep the sun still. The truth is stranger than fiction, and the sun stood still. And the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves on their enemies. The sun stopped in the middle of the sky and delayed going down about a full day, as it is written in the Bible. Researchers connected this event to the missing day. Scientists concluded that this was the missing day. They examined the calculations on the computer and found that indeed 20 hours and 3 minutes were missing, which do not constitute a full day, just as written in the Bible. After rereading the Bible, they saw that it wrote about approximately a day. Although the Bible was right, there were still 40 minutes missing, which simply could not disappear because it could create problems for the next 1,000 years. The Christian then remembered something about the fact that the sun went back. No one believed him, but they opened the Bible and proved that they were wrong. Hezekiah was visited on his deathbed by the prophet Isaiah, who told him that it was not yet time. Hezekiah asked for a sign, and Isaiah asked if the sun should go ahead 10 degrees or back 10 degrees. Hezekiah replied, "It is a simple thing for the shadow to go down 10 degrees, but harder is to turn back 10 degrees. And the prophet Isaiah called to the Lord, and he brought the shadow back 10 steps on the dial of Ahaz. According to the Holy Book, 10 degrees equal exactly 40 minutes, so the 20 hours and 3 minutes of Joshua and 10 degrees, respectively, 40 minutes of the two kings were evidence for the missing day. Moreover, true scientists have believed in the Bible and in God. Johannes Kepler, author of the 3 Laws of Planetary Motion, said, "I believe only and only in the service of Christ. I intended to become a theologian, but I now see that through my efforts, God is glorified in astronomy, as the heavens declare the glory of God." And Sir Isaac Newton, one of the greatest scientists, discoverer of the laws of gravity, motion, and mathematical calculus, studied the Bible and the prophecies of Daniel and Revelation in detail. He stated that he studied the Bible daily. This extraordinary system of the sun, planets, and comets can only come from the dominion of an intelligent being who governs all things. As Lord of all other researchers who have discovered evidence that what is written in the Bible is true, Israeli archaeologists have stepped forward. The theories asserting that the reality of the Bible did not actually exist have once again been dealt a heavy blow. Israeli archaeologists have unearthed an ancient seal that demonstrates one of the Bible's characters lived in reality, and his deeds as described in the Bible are indeed true. The seal dates back to the 11th century BCE, a time when, according to the Holy Scriptures, the Israelites had settled in Canaan. The coin found in the area where the border between the Israelite camp and that of the Philistines lies has a diameter of 2.5 centimeters and depicts the battle between a man and a lion. Archaeologists have linked this to the story of Samson, the biblical character famous for his struggle against the Philistines. The event depicted on the seal coin does not refer to this battle, but rather to Samson's battle with the lion, as described in the Old Testament. In this scientific and educated age in which we live, we doubt many of the non-scientific beliefs held by previous generations. This skepticism applies to religious texts in general, but particularly to the Bible. Many of us question its accuracy, stemming from what we know about the Bible. After all, it was written over 2,000 years ago. For most of those millennia without printing presses, photocopiers, or publishers, the original manuscripts were copied by hand, generation after generation, as many languages disappeared and new empires rose and fell. But understanding the validity of the Bible's text provides a serious starting point in investigating it to become informed about its message. In its research, NASA has made shocking discoveries and warns that what is written in the Bible will happen. The latest conclusion reached by NASA scientists, who have researched and compared biblical writings, is chilling. A giant asteroid will strike Earth, as written in the Bible, say NASA experts. The end of the world described in the Bible aligns with the opinions held by scientists. Thus, NASA says it is only a matter of time before Earth is struck by a deadly asteroid. A similar catastrophe is predicted in the Bible, in the book of Revelation, the last book of the New Testament, which shows in verses 8 to 11 that the second angel sounded his trumpet and something like a great mountain, burning with fire, was thrown into the sea. A third of the sea turned into blood, a third of the living creatures in the sea died, and a third of the ships were destroyed. The third angel sounded his trumpet, and a great star, blazing like a torch, fell from the sky on a third of the rivers and on the springs of water. The star is called wormwood, and a third of the waters turned bitter, and many people died from the waters that had become bitter. Scientists say that a large asteroid would create massive earthquakes and huge waves, causing the death of millions of people. In addition, NASA spends millions of dollars to monitor any asteroids flying near our planet, and experts say that Earth is actually hit by 100 tons of meteorites every day, contrary to the general opinion of scientists. Science actually points to a creator of the universe and does not turn people's eyes away from God. This conviction is increasingly present among scientists. Researchers argue that there are three important areas of science that clearly demonstrate the existence of God and his role as the creator of the universe: cosmology, the appearance of the universe, and the study of its origins, physics, and human DNA. Regarding cosmology, scientists have believed for several centuries that the universe has existed forever and is eternal. However, recent research and discoveries made in recent decades have convinced almost all scientists that the universe has a beginning that can be identified in a distant past. If the universe has a beginning, this is a very strong argument in favor of the existence of a creator. The first argument is that everything that appears in the world has a cause, and the universe has appeared precisely because of the existence of this creator, scientists say. In conclusion, this creator is an eternal, intelligent, very powerful, and with a will, exactly as described in the Bible of God. The second argument that science brings in favor of the existence of God is physics, more precisely the laws of physics. Gravity is the natural physical phenomenon by which physical bodies attract each other. Analyzing this force, researchers show that it is created in such a way that it maintains life and creates a suitable habitat for humans and other creatures, but also maintains harmony at the macrocosmic level. If this gravitational force were slightly smaller or larger, the cosmos would be flooded in instant chaos, scientists say. The third argument derives from human DNA, which researchers call a four-figure alphabet containing all the genetic information of human beings and communicating everything that is a being. According to them, DNA is a strong argument that behind life there is an intelligent creator and that the universe and life did not appear from nothing. Let's all create harmony and balance together. Thank you for joining us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing theories, hidden truths, and controversial reports. Till next time, stay healthy, stay happy.